5 reasons why constant busyness is bad for your health. In this tutorial, I'm going to share with you why being busy all the time is not good for your health. In our society, people put an emphasis on working all the time rather than sitting back and enjoying life. While being busy might seem like a good thing, it can have really bad effects on your health if you're busy all the time without taking any breaks. As humans, we always need time to ourselves to unwind. Without this, our brains are also stressed and release adrenaline and cortisol. 1. Greater mental stress. When you're always busy, your mind is active. You're not allowing your brain time to rest and recuperate. If your mind cannot rest, you don't have time to think about your emotional well-being and the relationships in your life. This can cause your relationships to suffer, which in turn leads to more mental stress. As you can see, it's an endless cycle of being stressed and not being able to find a way out of it. 2. High blood pressure. When you are always on the go, your cortisol levels are high compared to those times when you are relaxing between periods of activity. This can lead to your blood pressure always being high. As most people know, high blood pressure leads to all kinds of health problems, including heart disease. 3. Brain and heart have impaired connectivity. Your brain and heart are connected to be able to keep your body going. When you are always busy and stressed, the heart and brain have to focus on many other things because they don't have the time and space to only focus on each other. This allows signals to get lost. This can show up as symptoms of hyperactivity without you being able to control it. You might notice a fast pulse, fast breathing, or other physiological symptoms. 4. Chronic stress. If you're always busy, you will experience stress more compared to others that take time to relax. Chronic stress lives in the mind and body even if you might not realize it. While you might seem fine at first, eventually you will have many different health problems because you are chronically stressed and unable to cope with things that life brings you. 5. Emotional stress. Being busy without breaks also leads to a range of different negative emotional health factors. You might be anxious, overwhelmed, lonely or frustrated for most of the day rather than feeling emotions like peace and joy. Sometimes emotional stress can also cause you to feel incompetent, especially when you're busy all day at work but don't feel like you really got anything done. The above 5 issues are not the only ones that people who are always busy experience. Everyone experiences stress and busyness differently, but almost everyone experiences physical health issues when they are stressed. You might notice yourself feeling more tired than normal, or you might start having digestion issues. It's also possible to experience a change in sex drive, insomnia, ongoing headaches, and a compromised immune system. Decreased self-esteem. Along with physical issues, you can also experience a range of emotional problems related to busyness, like decreased self-esteem. This can lead to other health issues like depression, anxiety disorders, and substance abuse. All these issues can lead to a shorter lifespan, an inability to form meaningful relationships, and an inability to be able to perform well. If you decrease your busyness, you can lead a more impactful and healthier life. 5 ways to turn busyness into creativity. Being busy is often one of the biggest stifles for creativity because you're so focused on tasks you need to get done, you're not able to channel your inner creativity. Being busy is sometimes unavoidable, especially when you have work deadlines, kids to take care of, and your own personal hobbies you need to partake in. If you're overwhelmed with busyness and looking for ways to turn your little free time into maximum ways of being creative, I will go over 5 of the best ways in this tutorial. 1. Diversify your schedule. Busyness does not allow for the best chances to be creative because you're spending time in a mundane schedule. The best thing you can do is change up your routine and try and schedule pockets of free time. You'll be surprised how much free time you can put into the schedule, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. Try to use this free time to get more creative. 2. Take more breaks. One of the main things you need to do to allow for creativity and imagination in your life is to take breaks. Small breaks allow your mind and body to refuel. Of course, most people think they will not have enough time during the day to take breaks. Breaks can be small. You don't have to schedule hours of free time to spark creativity. Try to take 10 to 15 minutes and use the time to brainstorm, make something, plan something fun, or do whatever else you do that brings creativity to your life. 3. Try not to look at the clock. When you're pressed for time and always busy, you might be staring at the clock the entire time you're working. Nothing is worse for creativity. You can't allow yourself to come up with new ideas when you're pressed for time. Try to think of what you can do to reduce the pressures of time. Is there a way you can extend the deadline? Can you delegate tasks to other workers so you can focus only on one part of the project? Can you ask friends or family to help you with things around the home so that you can solely focus on the task at hand? 4. Change your environment. Sometimes you can't change the busyness of your schedule, but you can change the environment in which you're busy. Instead of working at home or in the office, go and work outdoors at the local park. You can also work at a bar or cafe if you prefer to be indoors. Changing your environment in a fast-paced life can allow your mind to spark better ideas and more creativity. 5. Don't be afraid of failure. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be creative because we are afraid that when we change the game, we will fail. Trying out new ideas doesn't always equate to failure, though. You'll be surprised at how a new creative idea can change the course of your business or hobby. When you try new ideas, you might also find a completely better way of doing things. Rather than being afraid to fail, see if you can turn busyness into making new business ideas. Make sure everyone on your team is ready to be creative and try new ideas. I hope this tutorial helped you learn 5 ways to be more creative, both at home and in the workplace. Turning busyness into creativity is not easy, but the process is worth it. 7 signs you're too busy and what to do about it. Being too busy in our society is common. You have work, a family, pets, hobbies, and an exercise routine that you're supposed to be doing. You probably also have a house that needs to be cleaned and piles of laundry that need to be done. However, being too busy is not always a good thing. In this tutorial, I'm going to go over 7 signs that show you're too busy, as well as give you some ways you can calm down your life for a better future. 1. You never see family. If you have to tell your family you can't come to events or spend time with them because of work, this means you are too busy. Your relationships can suffer because of being too busy, and it can be hard to repair them. Put spending time with your family into the schedule. Tell your boss you need to go home early, or let them know the day every week that you will not take a phone call or answer emails. 2. You aren't really present. Even when not at work, you're checking your email or thinking about what you need to do next. Make sure when you are with family or friends, you put down the phone and concentrate. Try to take in every moment and just live in the present. Try to meditate during the day so you can get your mind and brain back on track. 3. You care too much about others. Are you spending too much time working because things really are busy, or do you feel like you have to please your boss and co-workers? If it's the latter, this shows you're busy for the wrong reasons. Yes, your job needs to be done, but you don't need to put unrealistic expectations on yourself just to make others happy. At work, try to schedule time between clients so you're not bouncing from one to the next without time for yourself. Your clients will also need to make time for you rather than you jumping through hoops for everyone. 4. You're always tired. If you feel like you're never refreshed and always tired, this shows your mind is always busy even when you are sleeping. Lack of sleep can also make you feel irritated and cause you to lash out in anger. Make sure you have a scheduled sleep routine that allows you to get the same amount of rest every night. You should also turn off the electronics every day at the same time. 5. You never get time off. Can't remember the last time you took a vacation? This means you're putting more of a priority on work than on your mental health and taking time for yourself. Make sure to always take all your available vacation days and don't feel guilty about it. 6. You can't focus. Not being able to focus is a class sign that you're too busy and your brain is on overdrive. You might also find yourself trying to multitask but not being able to do so because your brain is always trying to do too many things. Try to turn off the electronics for an hour every day and get outside or do some yoga. 7. You can't ask for help. Everyone needs help from time to time. If you feel like you can't ask for help, this means you're too busy and feel like you need to do everything yourself. Try delegating tasks to qualified people so you can concentrate on other things rather than getting overwhelmed. 10 secrets for achieving your goals. In this tutorial, I'm going to let you in on 10 secrets you need to know to make sure you're on the path to achieving your goals. Everyone has goals in life, but some people will find that they are never able to reach theirs. While it's easy to blame life or other external factors, one of the main reasons people cannot reach their goals is because of something going on internally. Here are the top 10 ways you can be on the way to meeting your goals this year. 1. Be committed. How committed are you to achieving these goals? Make sure you understand what's important to you. If you're not really committed to making these goals and dreams possible, you'll find it's nearly impossible to get anything done. 2. Don't be obsessed with the results. If you have a goal to open a restaurant, try to focus more on the goal of the knowledge and relationships you gain while having a restaurant. If you're hyper-focused on the numbers, new locations and new products, you'll find that you never truly succeed in your own mind. Of course, the numbers and financial aspects are important, but try not to let them be the leading factor. 3. Be creative. When you have a setback, try not to let it get you down. Instead, think of new ways you can keep moving forward in a positive way. Be creative with the solutions and try to think of ways that no one has ever approached the problem before. 4. Get motivated. Commitment, as discussed above, is just one part of the equation. You also need to find the motivation you need to succeed. If you're lacking motivation, you will never be able to truly succeed in your goals. Don't wait for the right timing or the right opportunity. Go and make the chances happen for yourself. 5. Rely on yourself. Relationships are important, but make sure you are relying on yourself for your goals. If you put too much emphasis on waiting and relying on others, you will not be able to get where you need to go. Make sure you are the person who is working the hardest for yourself. 6. Make a plan. No goals can be made without first making a plan. Write down all your goals for the next weeks, months and years. Break them down little by little so that you see what you need to be working on every day. This lets you stay focused on what really matters rather than getting sidetracked. 7. Don't get distracted. Life is famous for throwing curveballs. When one comes your way, try not to let it distract you. Keep focused on your goals. If you have distractions in your life, get rid of them. Maybe it's a person always holding you back, or maybe you're always on social media rather than doing other productive things. 8. Try not to get burnt out. When you feel yourself getting tired or unmotivated, take a break. Some people might tell you to push through, but this never ends well. Pushing too much can make you burnt out and then you're never able to get back on track. 9. Make it fun. Your goals should be fun and inspire you. If they don't, you need new goals. Try to make everything light-hearted and fun for yourself. And finally, 10. Get rid of negativity. Push those negative thoughts out of your head. Negativity brings stagnation, which means you're getting further and further from experiencing your goals. How to start using your time wisely to set goals. Everyone should have goals they want to accomplish, whether it's in the next week, month or year. You should also have goals set for your life that allow you to always be working for a purpose. To really tap into your potential and accomplish all your goals, you have to be able to use your time wisely. But how can you do that in such a fast-paced society? This tutorial will cover some of the easiest and best ways to start using your time wisely and start accomplishing your goals. See how you currently use your time. You might think you currently use your time very wisely, but if you took a harder look at your schedule and time frame, you could possibly see a few areas that you could change. Sit down and think about where you go every day, how you spend the days, and how you put your brain to work. Identify times that are wasted. These could include hours spent on the phone, too many hours watching TV, or too many hours just overthinking rather than getting things done. Change your routine. Now that you can see the times in your schedule that are wasted, it's time to make a new plan. You need to plan out your day to ensure you are maximizing your time. Some people benefit from having their schedule planned down to the hour, while others prefer just to have a to-do list that needs to be done before the end of the day. Do whatever works best for you. Your schedule and time don't have to look like everyone else's. Just make sure whatever schedule you make allows you to be productive and get the necessary work done. Make sure to do the things you tend to put off first thing in the morning. If you dread cooking dinner, meal prep in the morning. If you dread exercising, go to the gym as soon as you wake up. Make room for unwanted tasks. Everyone has a few tasks they do not want to do. This is a normal part of life. The worst thing you can do is put off unwanted tasks until the end of the day. When you don't do the dreaded tasks in the morning, you'll spend the rest of the day avoiding them and then they will never get done. Try to do the things you don't like in the morning. Then you will already feel accomplished the rest of the day because you feel like you've got something done. Make room for breaks. If you are not good at reminding yourself to take breaks, try to pencil them into the schedule. This way you will automatically do them throughout the day since it's written alongside your other tasks. Keep in mind that the breaks do not have to be long. You can have a short break of about 15 minutes. This gives you enough time to recharge and get your head straight. Know that you will have roadblocks. Roadblocks are an inevitable part of every life. Make sure you know they are possible and anticipate them. This will allow you to overcome them easier versus if you don't have any extra wiggle room in your schedule. Knowing these simple tricks ensures you can start moving towards your goals through determination and productivity. While the tips seem easy, you will have to put in the hard work and effort to make them possible before you see results. How to turn minimal free time into maximum productivity. Many people wonder how they can meet goals, start a new hobby, or be truly productive when they're limited in free time. The answer lies in being able to effectively manage your time. If you can't manage your free time, you will not have enough hours in the day to get things done. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take the little free time you have every day and turn it into something powerful. Start with the most important tasks. You probably have hundreds of things to do every day, from taking care of the kids, working, cleaning, laundry, finding time to exercise, and making time for your own hobbies. The best way to manage your free time is to start with the most important tasks. Instead of multitasking, try to do one important task and then move on to the next one. Do the least important task last. Do something different every day. In your slot of free time, do something a little different each day. One day you can read a book, the next day you can exercise, the next day you can do a hobby you love. By doing something different every day, you're also not getting bored or burnt out. Even with small amounts of free time, you can do something you love every day by changing your routine and patterns. Take breaks. You might think you can't take breaks during the day because you're too busy and you have to keep moving. However, most people find that breaks allow them to focus and get more things done quickly. Every time you finish a task, take a break. Then you can move on to the next task and take another break after that one. This is a simple way to get things done, but it also makes free time. During these small breaks, you can do more than just scroll on your phone or watch TV. Try going for a walk, doing some yoga stretches, or starting that new book that's been sitting on the shelf. Don't get distracted. When doing important tasks that need to be done, try not to get distracted. Turn off the TV and your phone. Try to find a quiet place and ask for help with kids or pets when needed so you can stay focused. If you get distracted, you'll have less free time and therefore less time to be productive. Make your free time longer. How? There are many things you do throughout the day without knowing it that cut down on your free time. Spending too much time on social media or watching TV while working distract you and lead to smaller amounts of free time overall. Cutting out bad habits can make your free time longer and give you more time to yourself. I hope these simple tips have shown you how to take minimal free time and turn it into a time that can be fun and productive. How to use busyness to spark creativity. If you have a new hobby or task you want to do but feel like you're too busy, there are simple ways you can put some creativity into your life to encourage yourself to get these new things done. If you feel stuck in your current life and find that your environment does not have any creativity, these tips will help you. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to turn the nervous energy of busyness into creativity so that you can change your life around. Get busy in a new setting. Sometimes you're always busy in the office or your home. Being in the same setting every day can stifle creativity because you're surrounded by the same environment and people every hour of every day. Try to change your location. You can take the team to a coffee shop rather than having another meeting in the conference room. If you don't have a cafe nearby or the funds to treat the team to coffee, you can mix up the conference room. Try pushing the chairs out of the way and have everyone sit on the floor or stand up during the meeting. This makes a more informal setting that might encourage creativity and new ideas. Make more connections. In the office setting, try to do more than just brainstorming sessions. You can break the large team into smaller teams so that everyone can get to know each other more one-on-one. These new relationships might spark an idea that couldn't have been formed when everyone was in one large team. Try and ask new questions that will make the team think more and think better. If you're trying to spark creativity in your own life, you can go out and meet new people. Instead of being busy by yourself at home, try joining the gym or going outdoors. You can also join a group setting for your hobby, to meet others who are trying to accomplish the same goals as you. Rethink things. Sometimes the problem with not being able to be creative is you are not using your imagination. Maybe you can't think of new ideas because you're not fully tapping into the gifts and talents you have. Try to rethink the ways you've done things in the past and see if there is something you can do differently. If you feel like there is a better way to do something, try it. You'll never know if it works better or not until you've tried it. Keep in mind that your ideas do not have to be perfect. They just need to be able to shake things up and see if there is a better and more creative way to go about your business. Make everything possible. If you're in a negative and busy environment, this is why you cannot be creative. Negativity is one of the main things that can hinder creativity and make it impossible to get anything done. Instead of thinking about the things you can't do, try to focus only on the things you can do. Try to encourage all your team members to do the same. When everyone is positive together, you'll be able to get more things done and develop a more creative atmosphere. This can also be used as a brainstorming activity for the group or yourself. Write down all the negative things bringing you down, then transform them all into more positive ideas. I hope this guide gave you a few ideas on how to turn your busy mind into a more creative one. Overcoming the need to always be busy. It's no secret that in our society, those who are not busy all the time are viewed as lazy. Even people at work that take quick breaks or want to use all their vacation days are often viewed as people who do not want to work. But why does everyone want to be so busy all the time? While it's true that it might be part of the work ethic, it can also mean that we're just worried about other people's opinions of us. Sometimes we might also be busy all the time if we're trying to avoid other parts of our life. For example, sometimes people who are experiencing problems with their families might stay busy at work to try and avoid going home and the emotions that are there. In this tutorial, I am going to discuss why we are always too busy and the need to overcome it. Why do you feel like you need to be busy? The first thing you need to do is determine why you feel like you need to be busy all the time. If you're trying to meet deadlines for work, a season of busyness is normal and valid. However, if you can't remember the last time you were not busy, this is a sign that things need to change. Try to figure out why you are always so busy if there is nothing important you need to do. Maybe it's because you're trying to avoid something, or maybe it's because you feel like you need to be busy just because your family and co-workers are also busy. Whatever the reason is for always being busy, you can try and start changing things so that you can start living life rather than just being busy all the time. Busyness to avoid feelings. One of the main reasons why people stay so busy is because they are trying to avoid feelings. Here are some signs that you're not actually busy, but trying to avoid emotions. 1. You don't have room in your schedule to spend time with friends or others. 2. You're constantly burned out and have no regular social connections. 3. You feel like you cannot take care of yourself because you are so busy. 4. You find yourself always feeling angry, resentful, frustrated, or anxious. 5. When you stop being busy for a few hours or days, you feel like you are sad, lonely, or anxious. 6. Anytime you are faced with emotions, you throw yourself into a new task so that you can be busy. 7. People are always asking you why you're so busy and telling you that you do too much. If these things feel familiar to you, it means you always feel the need to be busy regardless of whether you really have urgent or important things to do. So, what can you do about it? How to overcome busyness. Here are some simple ways you can get back on your feet and overcome the need to always be busy. Spend time outdoors every day. Make notes of how you feel and journal about the emotions you are trying to avoid. Rest as much as you can and have time only for yourself with no other distractions. Check in with yourself and make sure your needs are always met before attending to others. Meditate and exercise so you can get frustration and anger out of the body. I hope this tutorial helped you to recognize the signs of being too busy in your life and taught you how to overcome busyness with a life with purpose. Turning busyness into productivity. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to turn nervous energy, which is usually just busyness, into real productivity. It's easy to go about your day busy. However, sometimes being busy leads us into this cycle where we don't really get anything done. We might go to work and get things done there, but the busyness of our mind when we return home doesn't allow us to be productive ourselves. So, how can we change that? I'm going to give you some simple tips. Know your objectives. If you don't have goals, productivity basically ceases to exist. Start your day by thinking of exactly what needs to be accomplished. Make a list of specific things and try not to be vague, as this can also make you not as productive as you can be. Make your goals for the week and the month. This allows you to see exactly what you need to get done and lets you get working in the right direction. Know what is a priority. Some tasks are more important than others. When making your list of things to do, try to do the most important ones first. What do you need to get done right now? What has to be done today? Start the day by doing the most important things. If you're limited on time, choose the most important tasks, then do the other ones as time allows. Learn to say no. Sometimes you have to say no. If your schedule is too full and you can't commit to doing something else, tell the person a polite but firm no. This means you won't come across as rude, but they know you are serious. Trying to say yes and please everyone is tempting, but it never ends well. If you doubt you have the time to do something, say no. Delegate if possible. If you're suffering from busyness without productivity in the workplace, try to delegate the tasks if you can. There are certain things you will need to do on your own, but sometimes you can give the tasks out to other people to help them get done sooner. Try to give out tasks to employees so that you can work as a team towards one goal. This allows others to work together and be productive towards the same task. Before handing out tasks, make sure the person has the motivation and skills to be successful in what you're telling them to do. If you give the task to someone less qualified, you create more stress by worrying about the job not being done well. If you find that people are not trained enough, consider doing a training program. This will take time, but it will save you time in the end. Focus. You don't have to multitask all the time. While multitasking is often seen as a skill, it's not always practical or good. If there are tasks that need to be done right away, focus only on those tasks. Don't try to add more duties or another task until you finish the first one. The focus will allow you to get things done more quickly. Think about what is most important. What do you need to do today to make you feel like you accomplished something? Whatever it is, do it now. Do it at the beginning of your day so that you feel like you really did something important. I hope these simple tips will help you turn a busy lifestyle into a life that is productive and meaningful. Implementing these tips might be hard at the beginning, but you will learn more as time goes on. Why being busy doesn't always mean you are getting things done. You might assume just because you or someone else is busy that you're getting many things done. This couldn't be further from the truth. Just because you're busy does not mean you're being productive. Oftentimes when you're busy, you're just moving around frantically, hopping from one activity to the next. When you're being productive, you are really focused on one thing and will not stop until that thing is done. In this tutorial, I will go over the differences between being busy and being productive. I will also discuss how to stop being busy and start getting things done. What does it mean to be busy? When you're busy, you have a full schedule. However, some of the tasks really might not be important. If you're not prioritizing tasks, you could be stuck doing mundane things all day long without really accomplishing anything. You might be working long hours when you're busy, but oftentimes you're working hard and not smart. This means you're not going about the tasks as efficiently as you could be. When you are busy, you might feel the need to be good at all the tasks, even the ones that are not important. When you're truly being productive, you focus on being good at a few things and letting the rest of the things go. How to stop being busy. So, how do you stop being busy and start being really productive? Here are the best ways to organize your tasks. Step 1. The first step you need to take to combat unnecessary business is to prioritize tasks. Make a list of the tasks that are important and urgent. These tasks need to be done right away and they are important to your goals. These tasks are also not out of your control. For example, paying the rent is an important and urgent task. When you have the money to pay rent, you need to do it as soon as it's due. This allows you to avoid late fees and not be tempted to spend the money on something else. Step 2. You can then make a list of the tasks that are important but not urgent. These tasks need your attention now. However, they are less important than the tasks you listed in Step 1. Some tasks might be ensuring you exercise, making a list of your goals, going over your checklist, or anything else related to your personal development. Make sure you do these things, as you might be tempted to put them on the back burner since they're not considered urgent. Step 3. These tasks in Step 3 are urgent but not important. Urgent tasks might be getting back to phone calls from the night before for your business. They might be responding to social media comments if you are an influencer or someone that works in social media marketing. Step 3 can be hard for a lot of people because they focus more on just getting their work tasks done rather than focusing on themselves. Step 4. These are the last tasks because they are not urgent or important. They are things you might enjoy though, like online shopping, catching up on your favourite TV show, or reading a new book. These tasks are crucial at the end of the day because they allow you to have time for yourself that is not focused on work or other people. This is a time for you to recuperate for the next day.